Welcome to TNJ Adventures, I'm Jeremy. We're here today to talk about something that we've been really interested in lately, which is fish. We now have 3 tanks set up in our house, a 75-gallon here in the library, which is right behind the camera, a 20-gallon down in the basement, which is being set up as a quarantine and grow-out tank, and a 10-gallon out in the living room, which we just stocked yesterday with some really cool fish that we're really excited to show you. So let's just get right to it and start taking a look at some tanks and some fish. So first up we have our biggest tank, which we've been calling my tank because I've been working on it for about 6 months or so, building the frame for it and wiring it and everything. It's a 75-gallon that we got free from some friends, thanks Marilee and Barry. It used to be a display tank at a fish store, so it was a 3-compartment tank. Had dividers here and here, and unfortunately the marks are still on the glass from where the dividers were, but it was free, so beggars can't be choosers. Right now I've got 2 AquaClear 70s running for filtration. I'm actually going to drop one of them and put in a sponge filter, I think. I don't need both of the AquaClear 70s in there. And then the sponge filter and the AquaClear 70 will have a little bit of a more balanced filtration, I think. I don't know, I'm an amateur. Let's take a look at what we got for stock and get some close-ups with some of the fish. So the motivation for getting this tank set up was a little bit unexpected. One of the tuxedo guppies that we got from our local fish store was pregnant when we got it and gave birth to a lot of little baby guppies, which surprisingly the other tank inhabitants in the original 10-gallon setup did not eat all the babies. So since we had a bunch of baby guppies that we kind of wanted to hang on to, I thought, well, it's time to get moving on this 75-gallon tank and get it ready to go. So we've got it live planted, which is our first big live plant. We're pretty excited about that. And we've got it partially stocked as well. We've got 4 yoyo loaches, which you can see a couple of them swimming around there. We've got 2 neon tetras. They're actually 2 of our original fish from the original 10-gallon setup. Now we've also got 5 cardinal tetras in there. You can see some of them swimming around. There's also the female guppy that was the mother of all the babies. She's in there somewhere. And we also have a white spotted pleco in there, but he doesn't usually show himself. I will get some close-ups of him. And throughout every bit of footage that you get of this tank, of course, you'll see a bunch of baby tuxedo guppies swimming around. As for the plants, I don't really remember the names of them, but I know I have some anubis and some crypts in there. I have a couple red anubis by the house in the tank, which I did all the aquascaping. This is a couple of granite rocks, and you can kind of see the white spotted pleco underneath. But he doesn't really like to show himself, so I had to sit around for a while and wait to get a good shot of him, which I finally did when he decided that he was going to clean a leaf for me out front, which is nice. So he's a great looking fish. He's very active. He swims around a lot. He likes to rip around. I've actually started calling him Speed Racer because he's a nut and he's super fun to watch, and he's also a really, really nice looking fish. So that's pretty much all the stock we have in here. I did get a little bit closer up of the female guppy that birthed all of the fry that we have, and I just got a couple close-up shots of her. And she is actually a very pretty fish with a really nice coloring in her tail that we didn't see in a lot of the other tuxedo guppies. Now that we've taken a look at the fish, let's take a look at where they live. So you've seen the tank, you've seen some close-ups of it, but what are these 2x4s sticking up here? Well, this tank is set on a frame that I custom built for it. It's all made out of all 2x4s. It's really strong. I definitely overbuilt it. However, I did wire everything as I was building it, so I've got switches at the front that I can use to turn things on and off. I don't have to reach over the tank and plug things in or unplug them. Everything's just hooked up all the time, switches, easy to do. I'm not going to go into great detail on this right now. I will make a video about it when it is done. But this is in our library. We've got a lot of our books in here and some of our toys, and it's just a great place to come sit and watch the fish. However, one place we spend a lot more time in the library is in our living room, which is where we have our 10-gallon tank. So let's take a look at that. Alright, this is really exciting. Now we're in the living room with our 10-gallon tank, but I'm not going to bother saying too much about it. Instead, why don't I get Terry to tell you about it?
Hi, I'm Terry. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our 10-gallon tank that we have set up here in the living room. We got this tank in spring 2017, so about 7 or 8 months ago when we first started wanting to get into fish. We had it, first it had blue rocks on the bottom with plastic plants, and we had 2 neon tetras and 2 red wag platies, and 1 white mystery snail. The platies died eventually, and we replaced them with a couple of tuxedo guppies. One of the guppies got pregnant and had a bunch of babies. There was a bit of a rush to get more space for them, so we moved them into the 75-gallon, and we had this vacant tank with a million snails that we dealt with. And we just finished restocking and rescaping this one. So the plants have been in there for about a week, and the fish have been in there for almost 24 hours now, or a little over. We have 5 esme rasboras in there. You can see them over on the right. We have 1 albino bushy-nosed pleco, and I have no idea where he is. He's around. And then the star of the show is Floyd, who is our crowntail betta. There he is up top, just swimming around the driftwood we have in there. Oh yeah, you can, there, oh shoot, oh there we go. You can see our little albino pleco to the left there. We've been calling him Ghost. I'm not sure if you can tell why, but we'll leave that. And then there you can see the rasboras in the background there. And they're awesome. They school everywhere together, and everybody seems happy so far.
Well, that's everything. We didn't bother talking about the 20-gallon tank because it's not even set up yet, so we'll get to that in another video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also feel free to leave a comment below and we will get back to you. So stay tuned for more from TNJ Adventures.